The basic question here are what are the different mechanisms through which policies spread from state to state, country to country, locality to locality, and we just had the opportunity to look at it at the state level or at the local level on anti-smoking policies. So that's what we took advantage of. When we did so, we were thinking, well, let's just isolate these mechanisms and see what we find, see if we can find different aspects. What really stunned us, though, was sort of some of the implications for how are policies created in big cities versus little cities, versus small towns and small communities. And it seemed like what we were finding is that the larger communities were better able to engage in learning, were less likely to just copy whatever was found in larger other communities, were less likely to be coerced by the state governments, were less fearful of competition that smokers are going to go to the next community over. And it's the small towns that were in pretty sad shape here. They weren't doing much in the way of learning. They were imitating, and that might mean that they're adopting policies that were great for Chicago but bad for them. And that's not so good for this process. We like to think of policy diffusion as being a really healthy process. You learn, there's policy laboratories going on, and the fear that comes out of our final conclusions is that that might work well for the big cities. That might work well for countries. But for some states with not such professional legislatures and for some localities that are smaller and don't have the capacity to necessarily look out for the best solutions, this process is maybe undermining their policy, and maybe they shouldn't be looking so much at what others are doing.